This shit's been going on my whole life. I maintain clear-cut vision with my ancestors in another time zone. It's not hallucinating when you have clear-cut vision. So, I, Illuminati, Illuminati, with an A, not an I, referred to by his men as I, because they are the ones who structured the house of the Iroquois. So, appropriately so, based on large quantities of blood back in the day. So, my vision today, what is today? Like the 6th? July 6th in the year 2022. July 6th. Is that what day it is? I'm assuming that is the day today, July 6th in the year 2022. Maintaining vision, clear-cut vision with the past structures, much like myself, that are no longer here, of course, leveled under some decor of greed, trying to gain access to things that they know nothing about and make large changes to things that were previously here. But if you have the clear-cut vision, you can see not only your people, but you can also see how things once were before changes came about. So that's me. It's not hallucinating when you are able to trace your own blood without looking at books. That's not hallucinating. That in itself is skills with lots of ability, okay? Don't get the two confused. So today, with my clear cut vision of I, of course, I fixate on I. And when needed, I just, change my view a little bit, slightly, in various directions so I can capture his men, and not too far from him, obviously, is Hiawatha and Running Bear and a few other people of utmost importance, and of course Numerator. So I tells me today through, it's almost like I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, okay? And so he knows the distance between him and me scatters the actual communication flow. So he shows me with body language what's going on. So today, I see him clear as day. He's like in Afghanistan somewhere, okay? But he's got shackles on his legs, standing behind this counter, almost like he's at some type of store. And his job is to just like bag up what people are purchasing, okay? So petty and meaningless, given the fact that that man has all that knowledge standing right there, and you're having him bag up somebody's purchases in this store, okay? So he's writing, women come in. He doesn't really care about what the men purchase, but women come in and they're accompanied by their children. And so there's a woman that comes in, and the first thing he does is he writes 1W. So there's one woman on this little teeny piece of paper, 1W, and then he counts the children. Let's say there's 4 children. And so then he writes 4. And then he watches what she brings to the counter. And he looks at, as he's bagging these things, the things that he knows would go towards the children. And if there's, let's say there's 10 items, and all 10 items he knows are for the children, like food, he puts a G10 on a piece of paper. And then he puts this in her bag, okay? Another woman comes in. He does the same thing, 1W. Then the number of children. Then as he's bagging the items, if they're all for her, he can see that they're all for her, like, useless stuff that she might put on her face to enhance her beauty. He views that stuff as evil, okay? So he counts those items and he puts an E with the number of items next to the E. And if he sees something like a good purchase, he puts a G. So on these pieces of paper, there might be E2G1 with a 1W at the top, and then whatever number of children she came in with, like 2, okay? Puts it in the bag with the items. So these women, they get home, they unpack their items, and they see this piece of paper, and at first they discard this piece of paper. And then every time they go in there, he does the same thing. So they start like holding these pieces of paper somewhere in their house, folding them up and sticking them in these, like little crevices in the wood, okay? Then these women start talking, and they want to, about this really, really good looking man, and he always leaves these notes in their bag. And they want to know what the meaning of the notes are. They think they're special because he's leaving these notes. But really, he's sending them these message, you're an evil bitch, because you have 5 hungry children that you walked into this store with, and you took all your money out and you bought only stuff for yourself and not your children. You're an evil bitch, so he puts the E on there, you're evil. And so, they want to have, they think he's sending them like love notes, okay? But it's not. He's like basically separating out women based on good women and evil women. And so they eventually go to the owner of the store, and they want to know, why does he leave us these notes, and what do they mean? So he doesn't even know the meaning of them. So he pulls him aside, and I tries to explain that, where he comes from, which was here a long, long time ago, women did not do evil things. They always took care of their children first. And in doing so, they were recognized for taking care of their children first. And that's when men would always help them with whatever they wanted and whatever they needed. Where in today's world, it's totally the opposite. If you see a woman taking care of herself before her children, men are more likely to help her with her personal needs, totally disregarding the needs of the children, because she's going to give them something in return. And that's just not the way it once was on this land. Women were not like that. They didn't give it up, okay? They were like loyal, loyal, loyal to their families, including their men. So that's the vision today of I. And I'm pretty sure he was locked up in Afghanistan somewhere, shackled, because how they used to get in and out of places was always a mystery. Although I know how and how they got in and out, but it was always a mystery back then. And so there might be in Afghanistan, you might find them somewhere in some old buildings or structures or old homes. They're ancient, okay? These pieces of paper that have these writings 1W. So one woman comes in, shows the number of children she was accompanied by, and if she made good purchases or evil purchases. Yeah, evil or good. The measurement between evil and good always dictated the the value of the woman, let's just say. Okay? So if you find those over there, my vision is true and accurate, and I would like to have one of those just to hold in my hand. But that's the vision of today. Thank you, I. Keeps me, like I said, I really want to snap on these people for what they've done to me and my kids. And they are so fucking lucky that I have large amounts of self-control because they really need me to snap down on them. But we'll see how things pan out. Because I'm kind of banking on the Iroquois going to walk right on through. And then they're going to start questioning who made all the changes to this land because it's not theirs. The people that made the changes, it's not your fucking land. I'm banking on that.